My name is Dave Pilcher, and we're in Freeport, Ohio at the Freeport Press. We've taken a company that was 30 years behind the times at least, and we've advanced it at this point in time to one of the most technologically advanced plants in North America. We evaluated a number of presses, and we went around and looked at probably every vendor that was out there in the marketplace. And the thing about Komori that stood out in our minds was it was the only press that went from form to form without an operator touching keys at all.
Komori built a machine that was able to produce that wide gamut of products that we produce here in our plant, with a focus on that short-run market that we service. Well, the things that really we felt that Komori had shown best on was the print quality of the machine, the ease of interaction for an operator, how seamlessly the operators interact with the equipment, the fact that most of the controls are managed by an operator through a graphical touchscreen interface. Because of our operators hadn't been around a lot of technology in years past, a lot of our equipment was older, so we had a real focus on trying to make that transition easy. The equipment has been phenomenal, so in terms of dealing with service and things like that, we've had very few issues that we've had to deal with service on. It's ultra critical. That's the systems that basically facilitate our ability to make those quick changes. We're on track this year for about 12,000 make-readies in our press room on 2 webs. We're able to achieve color in hitting our target of about 1,200 copies across the board, and that's initial and subsequent make-readies combined. And again, that's throwing in the variety and uniqueness of our shop, which is a lot of substrates, a lot of different sizes of web, and a lot of different products that we produce. So those are some pretty good numbers. On an average day, we're hitting 40, 50 make-readies a day per press line every day.
We're talking about a system that is so highly automated that we pull up, bring it up to color, satisfy the customer, run the job, and go to the next form without any human intervention. And that's day in, day out, job in, job out.
Subsequent make-readies, we're literally back on the counter in 4.5 to 5 minutes from when we start to shut down the press to when we're saving good books. On a format change, we're probably trending closer to 12 to 15 minutes on a format change. And even that was a pretty radical change for us in our thought process. In the old days, we always scheduled around different fold formats and trying to run like products based upon fold. And today, really the biggest, most critical factor for us is to schedule around web size changes and stock changes on press. Because literally splicing into a new size web, if I'm going from a 38-inch web down to a 16.25, that takes longer than any setup portion of the machine is just to crawl the web through. So it's radically changed our workflow. Basically, our philosophy was we never wanted a machine to be waiting for a person in our operation. It completely changed our workflow. Even from a proofing standpoint, out in our press room, you'll see that we're soft proofing a press side. And that wasn't because we wanted to. That was because we had to. Being a short-run plant and running these machines at full speed, it would take us about 20 minutes to generate a swap certified 8-up flat of inkjet proofs, and we'll run 5,000 press run at 50,000 an hour. So we literally have press runs that are on press for 6 minutes, and we couldn't take 20 minutes to proof. So when we put the Komoris in, we really decided that we couldn't generate proofs anymore, and that wasn't going to be an option because it was going to be a bottleneck and a constraint to our operation. We had planned to duplex those presses from the beginning. It allows us to focus again on our workflow. And anytime we have a job that's typically over 6 forms, we'll drive ourselves into duplex mode. The other application we have is that allows us to produce higher page count forms, and we do some press finish product in line. So we have a spot controlled glue system on press, an inline rotary trim system on press, so we can actually come off press with some ultra high-end, longer run catalog work that we can take all the costs out of the job and take all the finishing out of the job. We'll produce it as a press finished product at full speed at 50,000 an hour.
And I anticipated that it would be much more complex to get into the duplexing, but it's absolutely been as smooth as glass. And I mean, we can go in and out of duplexing as easy as we can format changes.
And the fact that the press is so automated that every job runs the same way, that every fold format can run to full speed, that allows us to be able to offer those products without it being a disadvantage to ourselves.
I'm not a novice in the printing industry. I've been in it for 45 years at this point in time and bought this company 14 years ago. But In my career, I've been involved with 18 web press installations, so I've had the opportunity to see the full gamut over the years. And without reservation, I make this statement that the Komori Web is the only press that I've ever been involved with in a press installation in my entire career that has actually run day in and day out to the rated standards of the press. We run it at full speeds every day, every shift, and that's pretty miraculous.